Hi folks, just a quick video. Woke up this morning with a stiff neck. So, first on the left side it's the ankle, and now the neck. Gotta love it. Anyway, in hopes of getting something done today, I figured I'd cut the lawn. And you know, moving around, driving a tractor and all that, when you can't move very well is not the greatest thing in the world, and I'll show you what happened. So it's about 5:15. It is July 22nd, Tuesday, 30 degrees centigrade. My batteries are still charging. So really it's 5:15, 7:22 Tuesday. That says 88.5. That says 87. So anyway, I'm cutting the grass and I'm trying to squeeze the tractor between the a trailer and the building out back there, and it won't fit because there's a tarp lying on the ground. So given that my neck hurts and all, I figured let me just try to squeeze on by. So I did not succeed, and let me show you what trouble I got into. First thing I did was wrap this tarp all amongst the blades. You can see I did a good job ripping it up. So it took about 20 minutes to get it out from underneath. I did a quick look. I thought everything was good. Turns out that I damaged the belt. So when I engaged the clutch, I went another, I don't know, 20 feet or so, and then there was smoke coming up from underneath because the belt was crooked on the pulley. It was half on, half off, kind of wedged up against the spring. So I got underneath it and I corrected that, but it was too late. It was too late. The belt got smoked. So there's a lawnmower shop local to me, so I figure I'll go over there and buy a belt. So I walk in, and I had done a lot of business with this lawnmower shop. I used to have a repair business. I'd run an ad in the local papers, wanted dead or alive, you know, garden tractors and so forth like that. And it'd be amazing what I'd get. About 1 in 10 called, somebody would call me up and give me a really nice tractor for little or no money. But 9 out of 10 calls were crap. So if you have the ability to kind of sort through, and I would get, you know, in the spring I'd get a few calls a week, 3, 4, and in the summer it would slow down to maybe 1 call a week. And you'd get everything from the tractor that was, you know, left outside for 100 years, that looked like that Boland's right there, that, you know, you'd go and the people would say, oh, I want $500 for it, to a Sears tractor that was a couple of years old, and the guy went to start it and the battery died, and he said, screw it, I bought a new Sears tractor, take away the old one, I never want to see it again. Right? So you bring it home and you discover that it has a dead battery, or the starting solenoid croaked, or whatever, and the next thing you know, you fire it up, drive it off the truck, and you're cutting the grass with it. So anyway, that was the business. So I go to a local lawnmower shop where I had bought a lot of parts from, and I, you know, brought the belt with me. I said, yo, measure this up, I want another belt. I don't want to do that. I'm like, why don't you want to do that? Well, I'm sick of people bringing belts back and so forth and on. I said, I'll tell you what, give me the measuring stick, I'll measure it up, and I'll buy the belt and I won't bring it back. Well, you say that now, but if the belt doesn't fit, you know, I'm like looking at it. I said, you know, I've done quite a bit of business with you before, so, you know, if I tell you I'm not bringing the belt back, I'm not bringing it back. So at this point, she must have recognized me to some extent, and so she let me measure the belt, and I got the correct belt, and there it is. There, that was the belt that was on there. Anyhow, it's kind of a blue looking belt. I don't know if that means it's extra good or whatever. And that's what she charged me for it. $35.64. I thought that was a little steep. Now that I have the Stearns part number and all, I can look it up and check to see if she banged me real hard, or if that was about what it should go for. But be it as it may, I really didn't have much choice. I needed the thing, and I needed it running, and I needed to get the grass cut, so there was no fooling around. I had to get the thing fixed and get it started. Anyway, what was surprising is I got out of this whole lawnmower gig, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, 20 years ago. Probably before I bought this house. Yeah, call it 15 years ago. And I had been in the shop a few times, but her husband or her kids took care of whatever I needed. So I haven't seen her in years. And you know, if there's ever a commercial for somebody who shouldn't smoke, I mean, this woman back 15 years ago, you know, she had a couple of kids and all, but she was an attractive woman, tall, thin, you know, nice figure and all that. Over the 15 years, I mean, she's still tall and thin. Her figure wasn't bad, but the smoking just destroyed her face. Boy, did it age it. It was lined. It was puffy. It had all kinds of dots and specks, and it was like, oh my God, you know, her face, her neck, and all that really aged her. You know, all around her lips were all wrinkly, and I'm like, you know, I didn't say anything. You know, I just let it pass. But if there was ever a commercial for not smoking, you just look at this woman and you say to yourself, man, if you would have given up lighting up, you might have held up a little better. But anyway, so I guess the moral to this story is one doesn't want to break their stuff. Normally takes me about, I don't know, 4 hours if I do the entire lawn, the front pastures and everything else. I've been poking around with this all day because, you know, I broke the tractor, then I had to, you know, get the tarp out from underneath, then I got that out and got it going again, and then I only went a little while before I ran into trouble with the belt. Then I had to go get a belt and get home and put it on. And this tractor, the battery doesn't charge, the alternator shot, another thing I need to fix. So that means while I'm changing the belt, I got to charge it so that it'll run, and anyway, what a mess. So between my achy neck and screwing up my tractor, another day of getting nothing done. Guys, I really got to tell you, I'm hoping next week's a much better week for videos than this week was. This week was a complete and total loser. I guess also not so much, but to some extent what's slowing me down is I want to kind of get rolling on another project, and I've been distracted with all this other junk going on between taking the trip up to Alaska and everything else. So it's been a little hard, you know, to do something small like a clutch cable is no big deal because I can obviously bring everything in and then bring everything right back out. So that doesn't really cause me any trouble, you know, trimming the plastic. Those are all quickies. But to get into any major projects that require like emptying the garage out and then moving it all back in, you know, I don't want to empty this place for like a small project. I'd rather do it for a bigger one. And probably what I should do is stop screwing around and actually tackle this area over here and get the next bike up on the platform, get that little ATC 70 up on the platform, get this area compressed a little bit, make myself some more working space. Tomorrow, I'm hoping for a visit from a fellow YouTuber, one of the guys out there, one of my Canadian subscribers, guessed who it was. So hopefully he has time to swing on by. I will show him the Horde. He won one of my contests, so I actually owe him lunch. So I'm hoping to buy him lunch, and always like to pay my bills, and that'll be fun. It'll be good to meet him and talk to him, and actually I look forward to some of his input. He can probably kind of look at this place, and being a fellow hoarder, though he's not quite as insane as I am, he could probably make some suggestions. And a lot of times when somebody comes in and they'll take a look and they'll say, I see what you're trying to do, and if you just do bang, whatever that thing is, you'll make so much more progress, or whatever. So hopefully he drops by tomorrow and we'll get some video of that. Obviously it's his choice if he wants to be videotaped or not. And there we are. Folks, thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Once again, I apologize for not being a big video week. We'll try to get better at that. I want to make no promises, because when one makes a promise, one then discovers that there's a mountain to climb to keep it. So let's just say we're hoping for a much better week next week. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Live, love, and have a great time. Live your life. I hope your lives are all carefree. Thanks now. Bye.